Yes, I want to take this moment right now to pass you the torch of life. It's from a resident of Yorkton. He's actually...
I know him well.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
Too well.
He's going to pass you the torch, and you're going to be the 133rd mayor to receive the torch as we're going along. And the torch represents everything we're trying to do. Hope, harmony, and a spirit for continuance of life. And hopefully we can increase this whole number that we have present.
Okay, before I do that, just as a kind of a token from the city of Yorkton, we give away to individuals what we call a meritorious service award. And based on the fact that you're taking this effort on out of your life, we'd like you to just have this small little token.
Oh, wow.
It's a little minted pin that we make for people such as yourselves.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you.
I'm glad I'm not walking all the way with you though. Not today.
It got kind of cold.
Yeah.
Now we do have the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, we'll go inside after we do this.
Okay. Okay, great.
Fire regulations prohibit.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
inside.
Thank you very much. Okay, neighbor.
Okay.
We're here in Yorkton at the City Hall. George is going to do his press conference. But
at this particular news conference, George, I think, is pretty much the head honcho. I guess if there's anything I wanted to say about this particular issue is that, first of all, congratulations on your effort, and I wish you all the best, and I hope you get warmer weather. But second of all, a lot of people are under the impression that some years ago in Saskatchewan we used to be able to sign a donor card on our driver's license, and that got taken away by the provincial government when they started affixing, and I just happened to pull mine out earlier on our health services card. There's a little sticker there, which you'll notice I have mine done, that makes you a donor. So that if you check your health cards and you don't have that particular sticker on it, it means that in a situation where something happens to you and they're looking for donor organs, if that sticker's not on there, they won't necessarily look at it. The province decided to take it away from the driver's licenses because everybody has a health card now. Now, the unfortunate part about that, George, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand that even though people will put stickers and sign health cards, not everybody gets their wishes carried out, whether it be by virtue of their family afterwards or due to other medical circumstances. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So it's something that I guess as an individual who's prepared to do that, we all have to look at securing some sort of a form or an actual mandate to be able to help other people. I think of the gentleman recently who passed away in Saskatoon at, I think he was 38 or 39 years old, with a family that certainly could have used a donor heart but wasn't able to get one. So anyways, having said that, I welcome you officially to the city of Yorkton on behalf of all of our people and on behalf of our council. I know there's a couple of stories that you want to get with, and you probably just want to get zipping down the road. So thank you very much, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. Wanted to first have a couple of, and this usually happens quite often when we're going into community. You know, we try to get a set agenda as much as possible, but what we're finding out is that things happen along the way, and I had the good fortune of meeting a couple of people along the way. So I wanted them to say a few words. If we can have you come up first, if you don't mind.
You? Us?
Yeah.
Oh, me?
And then afterwards I'll kind of wrap it up.
The wife of the spokesman.
Oh, okay. and just the story.
Oh, well, I think most of you know my story by now. I have told it a number of times in churches and with different groups of how important it is to to sign your donor card. Because with my husband, first of all, it took 5 years to find out what was wrong with him, a very rare liver disease. And then at the time when they did find out, they said, go home and die, because liver transplants were not as common at that time. But then as we kept him living for another 5 years, then another 6 years, I should say, then when his liver did shut down completely, we were taken to London, Ontario, where they put him on the list. People think that once you go to London, you have a liver waiting, and that is so untrue. Though, organs are so scarce. People are not signing their cards. When he got down there, he had to be assessed for 2 or 3 days. Then he was put on the list. And when they did get a liver, they said it was for him, but there was someone else that was sicker than him in the hospital, and if she lived, she would get it. However, she passed away before my husband, before they got back with the organ from Montreal, and Ray was the lucky person to receive it. And if he hadn't have got his organ that night, he would not have made the night. So it is so important, and I can't stress that enough, because we had a miracle. And this poor lady that passed away, she was only 24 with 2 little children. And that was so hard to take. And it is just, we have a miracle. My husband had his transplant 12 years ago. It'll be 12 years in May.
Good stuff.
My husband, Randy Schuster, is a teacher here at the Regional High School. He's 53 years of age, and in 1993 he had 5 bypasses done in Winnipeg, and consequently the 5 bypasses now have plugged up, and there's one artery that's feeding his heart at this moment. At this particular time, there's no treatment that they can give him. They have sent him home. We were just in Edmonton. They've sent him home with, there's one program that they're looking at, which is gene therapy, and that is what we're kind of going through right now. But the ultimate thing would be a heart transplant, and that would be down the road when things become a little bit more acute. So that is the process that we're in right now. And I guess, like Ray and Arlene, you never know when something like this is going to hit you. And I guess it's just want to remind people as well that was to sign their organ donor cards and make sure that they get in, because my husband is a very healthy man. You saw him, you can imagine him to be a sick person, but he's in need of a new heart. Thank you very much.
I really need to keep meeting people, like the people people I met this afternoon, because it keeps me on the road. It's really difficult to do what I'm doing, especially at this time of the year. I get, so many times I get discouraged, and there's so many barriers that come up, and so many challenges, and but I keep meeting somebody like yourself and your daughter, and that keeps me on the road, because I know the situation too well right now. And today is actually day 240 for me that I've been on the road, and I've gone through 133 communities so far, and I've talked to hundreds of thousands of people. And here's what I've been evaluating so far. We have a country where Canadians are willing to donate their organs. Every single person I've almost talked to has that desire to donate their organs. They don't have a problem with doing that. They understand the benefits. They understand that their decision can save them up to 10 people's lives now. They understand that. They understand it's a very beautiful thing to do. And there's not a problem with the people. And so it's not a reflection on our country of why we're so low. Our government hasn't done enough. They have not taken this as a priority. This is why I'm screaming at each community to get their attention, to take the steps, the necessary steps to change this situation. We need a wide campaign from coast to coast promoting the benefits of organ and tissue donations. We need a high-spirited campaign. We need a campaign that's going to reach every single person from coast to coast. And we need to change our system. We're holding on to a very prehistoric system, one where we're dependent on the family that is in a state of shock and in grief-stricken to make a very important decision, and they're caught at a very weak moment, and we're getting a lot of times they're saying, no, don't touch the body. We're getting a lot of doctors that are reluctant to approach the family because of that situation. We have a system where our policemen aren't trained good enough to find the donor card. Why have we been holding on to the system still? A system that hasn't been working. There has been too many organs that have been wasted because of this system. And our campaign is to not only promote a very high-spirited message to each Canadian that we have no problem with them receiving this message, because they're receiving it full-heartedly, and you know, they're wanting to become organ donors and do their part. I need to reach all three levels of government, especially the provincial and federal government. And I need them to step in and say, yes, we're going to make a commitment in making sure that our rate of organ donation increases. We need no more excuses from Mr. Rock, saying that saying that this isn't important enough for a registry, or saying that this isn't, there's other matters that we have to deal with. What could be more important than life right now? What could be more important than that? All the lives that have gotten wasted, people wanting to donate their organs, and because of our system, they're not getting donated. You know, what could be more serious than addressing something like that? So I need to scream out like this at every community, because it's the only way we're going to get their attention. You know, I was doing this when I was in Ontario, and I managed to get Premier Harris's attention, and he's presently taken some pretty positive steps. The first step that he took was in his throne speech, he mentioned the importance of organ donations, and it should be a priority, and there should be all the necessary steps taken to address the issue. So they're taking the proper steps. We had a meeting with the Premier, or the Attorney General of Manitoba, and the Premier's office when we were in Winnipeg. So I think we helped bring this situation to light to them about the importance of taking this as a priority in their health issues, as a priority as a government. And we're hoping to do that in Regina when we go on the 22nd, where we have a scheduled press conference, and everyone's invited to come there on the 22nd of February at 1 p.m. at the Legislative Building, where the health minister is going to be attending, and he's going to say a few words. So we're going to hope to wake up Saskatchewan the best way we can while we're here, to bring this to the forefront. It's been in the back burner too long. It's been in the back burner too long, and there's too many good men, women, and children, Canadians, that are passing away needlessly. So we need to scream about this as a country, and not wait for that powerful, important person until it happens to their family, until something gets done. You know, we need to take action now, and you know, we're hoping we can do that, community. You know, and I think this is going to be one way of doing it. You know, it's not going to be the only way. It's going to be one way of doing it. So I've been there. You know, I was on that waiting list, and you know, I counted my blessings and then, you know, made my peace, because I knew how desperate the situation was, and I knew the odds were against me, and I knew in reality what the situation was. I, along with, sorry, I forgot. Ray, were one of the very fortunate Canadians to have gotten that call. Very fortunate, and we both know that. And this is why we shouldn't be living in a country where families are desperately waiting. We should be living in a country such as Spain, where they're not desperately waiting. It's very optimistic that an organ's going to arrive there, because their country embraced the spirit of organ donations when they found out it was a cure 10 years ago. Why hasn't our country responded the same way? Why haven't our country embraced this as a cure, you know, and start making all the necessary steps possible so that we can ensure in our country that any organ that's available for transplant will be transplanted, you know. And you know, Canada, Canadians are good people. They're generous people. It's not a reflection on our public. This isn't a reflection on Canadians. Our government has to take some action here. Right now, they're being held responsible for this, you know, and we need them to move everything else aside and put this to the forefront right now, because this is a crisis. This is a crisis that's happening, and it shouldn't be happening in our country. So, Mayor, I want to thank you for greeting me. I'm going to have Miranda come up here because she's got a list of people that we can properly thank. And by the way, we're also doing this on a zero budget, you know, so it's the people from the community that are keeping this walk alive, you know, people that are generously encouraging me to carry on and helping out, and, you know, so anyways, Brenda can properly thank everybody.
I'm Brenda Avis, and I'm with Jordan Road Crew. I'm not the only one helping out with this. Brandon Morrison, too, he's videotaping. There's another guy named Travis, and he's away right now, but we're together, we're helping out. We got to thank the Comfort Inn for donating some rooms for this weekend. We got to thank Gail Schuster for speaking. Ray Lenchuk for speaking too. Boston Pizza for food they're going to donate later tonight. Our escorts, the police ones, which did an excellent job. Dale Smith and John Yee, and the mayor, Phil DeVos. Thank you very much, and thanks to the whole community.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. And I just want to mention about the road crew, which I forgot. When I reached Thunder Bay on December 15th, the road crew I had was my 4th road crew. They wanted to go home for Christmas, and I had a concern, because if they would have went home, I knew they were going to lose their focus and not come back, and that's what happened. So I was left without a road crew in Thunder Bay, and I was broke once again, and I was trying to figure out why should I stay on the road still. And then I met Travis, and he sort of gave me a second wind to carry on. He gave me a, you know, he just reinforced the reason why this was had to be done. And then he introduced me to Miranda and Brandon, who are recent graduates of Fort Francis High. We actually, when we passed by Fort Francis, we went to their school and drafted them. So I have a very determined and enthusiastic crew on my hands, and they're willing to stay on board till the whole year. We'll finish this thing on January the 16th. We're back in Toronto at that point. Our schedule is to reach Victoria on July 27th, and then hopefully the military can come through in helping us with a flight where we're presently securing an audience with the Pope. We're going to have them drop us off in Rome first, secure an audience with the Pope, and have the Pope come out and proclaim his support for organ and tissue donations and help reach the 1 billion Roman Catholics. Then we're going to stop off and try and secure an audience with the Queen. And so on behalf of the monarchy, she can come out and support organ and transplant. And this will certainly have a very positive impact. And this is the kind of high-spirited impact that we need to have done to reach people in a very positive way. You know, let people know the real benefits of organ and tissue transplantation, and just the spirit that goes along with it. You know, like just, it's the ultimate act when someone donates to organ. It's the ultimate act, and we want to let everybody know that. So when they drop me off at St. John's, Newfoundland, I'm going to walk through the rest of the Maritimes. It'll be better weather at that time. And I'll be back in Toronto on January 16th, 2002. And I think that should wrap it up, but we came up with a new plan. We're going to state the rate of organ and tissue donations in Calgary on March the 30th, where we have a press conference scheduled there. And we're going to say what the rate is. I think it's around 14.3 per million sort of thing right now. Now, that's very, very, very low. Spain has a rate of about 39.6 million, which is very, very, very high. So when we're going to announce the rate in Calgary on March 30th. By the time we finish this on Toronto, January 16th, 2002, we're going to announce what the rate is, and we're going to see what the government has done at that point. And if they haven't done anything, we're going to keep walking until things change. And that's our new plan. It's kind of insane, but that's our new plan. So anyways, once again, I just want to thank everybody for coming here. And, okay.
Hi, today's February 19th, and I'm here with Rihanna, and we're just thanking the Comfort Inn in Yorkton for being so nice to us.